Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday. I know it is early on a Saturday morning. I know I got up a little earlier today because I went to bed earlier last night. And so my kiddos are still asleep. So I said, this is the perfect time for me to do my live because I went to take them some places today. So I said, let me do my live early. And then this evening, y'all come on back because we are going to play some music, chill out, bring your beverages, your snacks, just hang out, give our minds a little relaxation. Okay. We have been into these cases all week. So as a reward for hitting our goal the other day, I would like to just do something fun tonight. And so we are going to do that later on this evening. Forgive my voice, y'all. I think I've been talking too much. So this also gives me an opportunity today to rest my voice, y'all. Because especially when I get passionate about these cases, oh, y'all, my voice does this. So look, we're going to make it through this morning. This won't be a long live. I know it's early. A lot of people are still asleep. But shout out to the replay gang that will tap in. Those of you who are here, even if you're in the bushes, make sure you hit that like button. Let everyone know we are live, okay? Also, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, cash app, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the description field of this video. Now, y'all, if you did not check out the live from yesterday evening, when you get some free time, make sure you go back to that live because, y'all, we went over a lot of things pertaining to the Nolan Wells case on yesterday. One young lady that is familiar with the events, she spoke out on TikTok, sharing some things that she knows about with the case, some things the kids are also talking about, the word that's spreading. So she shared some of that info. Also, one of his close friends, Nolan's close friends, did a very brief interview with TMZ. And so we kind of tapped into that as well. But make sure you check that out. Hey, Ray from PA is in the building. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining and thank you for being first in the building. Okay. I appreciate you being here. I know it's early on a Saturday, so others will probably join us as they get the notifications and wake up. Okay. But thank you, sis. I appreciate it. All right. So, hey, Shawana, good morning, sis. Look, you up too? Girl, I ain't the only one. Oh, y'all, in this week, these next couple of days where I am, the temperature is dropping. Like we're getting like a cold front. So I had my fireplace on, but I'm like, it's getting too hot. So let me turn that off right quick. Okay. And then we're going to get into it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay, thank you for your patience. Let's get into it. Now, there is a lady, y'all, this thing gave me chills when I looked at her update this morning. There's a lady named Lisa, but I don't know if she goes by her name that's on Facebook because it's showing Jessica, but in the video it's under Lisa, right? So there's this lady that I've been playing her video for the past two lives, okay? And so I was like, let me play it again this morning for those of you who have not seen it. Now, this lady, she stated that she was surprised because she did not know that this video was going to go viral and that she was going to get the response that she's been getting from this video, y'all. She said it scared her. And she has had to have a conversation with God about this video. Like, God, why did you allow this video to go viral? And then she's going to share some things, y'all, that's going to give you goosebumps about Nolan. She captured him in a moment back in October and didn't even realize it until she went through her phone today. I'm going to show y'all her post and everything. Okay. She said, I need some coffee. Girl, I should have gotten mine together. Okay. Go ahead. Look, go ahead and grab your coffee, child, because I understand. I was like, man, I had already hit the live button. I'm like, I should have just grabbed some coffee right quick. On top of my voice like this, Lord, y'all, it's just I have to like rest it today. So I wanted to do this live early, and then I'm gonna give my voice a rest the rest of the day. All right, let's get into it. So let me start off with the video that we've been watching and then take it from there.
Nolan situation, this little boy that got lost out at Horn Island yesterday, because I just hate to see motherfuckers making videos about somebody else's trauma just to get a damn dollar. But I'm just going to go ahead and take it too far, because that's where you always find the truth. I think that every phone of every fucking kid that was around him yesterday needs their phone taken and confiscated by a government department, okay? Not their parents. Number two, I want to know who the parents of these kids are. Are any of them lawyers? Just asking for a friend. Do any of them work for DMR? Do any of them work for the City of Ocean Springs, Education Department, City Department, any kind of government-y positions on the children? Moving on. Obviously, who the fuck leaves their friend on a damn island? Some lady on the internet just said, the last time that he was seen, the friend said, hey, Nolan, get on the boat. Okay, and then what? What did Nolan say? What? No, I'm trying to get Katie's number. No, I left my koozie over here at this other boat. Hold on, let me go tell my homeboy over here we're leaving. What happened after that? Since we know they told him to get on the boat. What did he say when they told him? I think Katie's irrelevant. I don't think she has a leg in this race. I don't know none of these folks. But I just think poor little Katie really ain't got nothing to do with it unless they didn't want to see that cute little boy out there with that little girl. And there's some weird shit going on in the deep south of Mississippi. Anyway, moving on. I just don't understand it, because the little boy Nolan does not seem like the kind of person that would have said, no, I'm good. I'll just find a ride from an island with a stranger. The boy was in sports. He cared about his grades. He cared about his well-being. He always showed up to school on time and was an outstanding citizen. To be honest with you, I don't get that kind of energy that he was like, nah, I ain't get on the boat. I ain't done yet.
Hey,
I'm not getting that energy. And again, I don't know this person, but I got some wild friends myself, okay? I almost had to drag my little friend Christy up out the damn hard rock pool last weekend because she wasn't ready to go. But guess what? We came together. It's time to go. You're leaving with me. Not everybody's like that, and that's fine. That's fine. But, the math ain't mathing. And I think that the most important characters in the whole fucking plot are too quiet. I haven't even looked up the people involved. I'm just following posts that are being made in comments. But, man, this is the most murdering motherfucking story out of Mississippi I've ever heard.
Okay, and I think we can all definitely agree with that. So let me show you all her post that she just made. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. Okay, now this post was made 6 hours ago. Let me make it big enough for you. Okay, it was made 6 hours ago. And it says, yesterday I prayed, I asked Jesus, why in the hell would you let that video take off like that? Knowing I don't even post on Facebook more than once a dang week. So you know I am unworthy. I cuss a lot. You know I'm abrasive sometimes, but yes, I mean, well, we know. Sometimes I don't know when I need to shut up. Sometimes I feel too passionately and I take it to a 12 when it should have been a 7. Yes, this is how I talk to Jesus because he made me and he knows my heart. He hears from me all day, every day. Nonetheless, I went on and on with Jesus because my heart is so heavy about this situation. Hold on one second. Okay. In the moment, I found myself leaned against the window of an Airbnb I was cleaning. Horn Island is in clear sight. The Airbnb is on Bellefontaine Road, essentially on the Ocean Springs Gautier city line. It felt so eerie. Normally, I notice dolphins, seashells, dead fish, trash that make me cuss. But I never really noticed the island, even though it's always been there, like the video I found tonight. Tonight, my friend Christy and I are sitting in my room watching the press conference with Nolan's parents. And we started talking about one of the kids involved. I showed her the messages I had from the kid on my TikTok from October of last year. Okay, so keep that in mind. Then I'm like, hold on, let me look at my footage from that night. That night, I was doing my annual Pumpkinhead photo shoot. This year, I chose the Cruising the Coast cars to be my theme. I had hit up Biloxi, and downtown was my last stop. I found a convertible of some kind, and it was the only car on my checklist to get pics in. A group of kids were standing close to the car, and they jokingly told me it was their dad's car. So I told them, cool, go get your dad because I need to take a pic in his car. Then someone said, it's not my dad, it's his dad's. And another kid said, nah, it's his dad's. And I realized it ain't none of y'all's damn daddy. So I opened the door and got in it anyways, not giving an M because at this point, I'm tired and this pumpkin head is heavy. I just need this pic and I'm taking my ass to Whataburger, then home. They all freaked out. They were so scared. In my live photos, you can hear them telling me, put your left arm out a little bit. Okay, looking good. They were hyping me up and it was freaking adorable. And yes, I got the photo I needed to complete my little mission. I have a daughter older than them, but not by far. And when we got done, I was showing them her Insta and they were seeing if they knew her. I tried to call her, but she was at work and I forgot. I took this video and sent it to her. Tell me why I already met Nolan before Horn Island. And tell me why I only zoomed in on him. I cannot stop crying. He said at the end, we hope your mom has the best night in the world. In the world, my guy. These are people on yachts in Greece There are people on, I'm sorry, there are people on yachts in Greece eating that expensive chocolate in damn Dubai, sitting close to Lil Wayne, or dabbing up a kangaroo in Australia. And you want me to have the best night in the world? It's true, only the good die young. And he was just such a light for real. I am not okay. This is just so sad. And I know I want to know what the ucking uck happened to Nolan. The algorithm chose the right one to push through y'all's feed. Because if something needs to be said in this town, they know I'm going to say it. This is the sign I was asking Jesus for. Okay? So I'm going to show y'all the video that she's referring to. Y'all, it gave me goosebumps and I got tears in my eyes even now. Welcome, Karen and Jacqueline. Good morning. Okay? You just never know, y'all, why God does something. Okay. And I knew it was a reason. Remember, I told y'all the other day, I said, I don't know this lady, but something told me to capture this video. And I even followed her. And I don't do that too often. Okay. Excuse me, my voice, y'all. I hope I can get through this live with my voice. So I decided to follow her, and she was so shocked by the outpour of these people sharing her video. And I said, wow, it's a reason that God even told me to follow her, to even see all of this come into the light for her, right? So let me show y'all. Now, this was back October of last year. She never knew who Nolan was. She forgot she even had footage. It was only through a God moment that she was going through her videos and noticed that in the video from last year, Nolan was in this video. All right, so let me pull it up. And actually, two of the videos.
Downtown right now, and all these boys are like, we know Lisa.
Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hey Lisa! We love your mom. We love your mom. Yeah, mom's beautiful. We love your mom has the best night in the world.
Stupid. I'm like, she's at work. But they're like, no, we know you, girl. We know you, girl. Bitch, I'm downtown right now, and all these boys are like, we know Lisa.
Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hey Lisa! We love your mom. We love your mom. Yeah, mom's beautiful. We love your mom has the best night in the world.
Stupid. I'm like, she's at work. But they're like, no, we know you, girl. We know you, girl.
Wow. So even Nolan was saying, we hope that your mom has the best time in the world. We could even see him in that video smiling, happy, cheerful. And I'm curious to know if some of those boys, because it seems like she said one of those boys had taught or sent her a message or something on TikTok. So he was hanging out with some of the boys even that night, but he always had this smile on his face. Let's look at the other one.
Stop.
Good morning, Bunny. She said, never view a live this early. Even though I'm a very early bird. Welcome. You know, with me, you just never know. That's why I tell y'all, set your notifications because you never know. Okay. Yes, Shawana. That thing gave me chills, girl. When I was looking, I said, this was October. Not knowing that, how many months is that? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 9 months later, he was going to be gone. Okay. And this was the picture that she took in that car, the pumpkin head picture. So she does these every year. So this particular year, she saw this random convertible and she says, this y'all's car? All right. And they were like, this is our dad's car. But they were lying because it wasn't none of their dad's cars. So I don't even know whose car it was. But while they were out there hyping her up, she went ahead and took the picture. I was like, Wow. Oh my God. Y'all, when I read it, and tears was coming to my eyes, even when I was reading it again. Like, you just never know. Oh my gosh. And she had that picture and that video all of this time. And she just now realized it while all of this is going on, that she had already, although she didn't know him personally, she had by happenstance already come into contact with Nolan back in October.
Right now, and all these boys are like, we know Lisa.
Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hey Lisa! We love your mom. We love your mom. Yeah, mom's beautiful. We like your mom has the best night in the world.
Stupid. I'm like, she's at work. But they're like, no, we know you, girl. We know you, girl.
Wow, y'all. Oh my gosh. Rest in peace to Nolan. Wow. That thing just really shook me and gave me goosebumps. October, y'all. Never before seen footage. And she shared that this morning. I mean, as far as since his death, never seen before. Wow. So shout out to her, Lisa, for capturing the moments. And I'm like, wow. For those of you who are just joining, the lady whose video that I've been playing for the past couple of lives, and I even played it today. I'll just kind of recap briefly. She said that she was looking at Horn Island from a location she was at yesterday, and she was going through her photos, videos, or whatever, because of the interview that his parents did yesterday, because of one of the boys that was brought up. And she remembered back in October of last year, this particular time period where she was trying to take a picture. It was pumpkin head picture. And she said, wait a second. When she went back to look at the video, she saw Nolan in the video from October of last year. And she didn't even realize that she had already met Nolan. Yes. So we were recapping her post and looking at some of that footage. But it was just like shocking, okay, that she had already met him. But shout out to her. All right, so let's get into it. Now, yesterday, y'all, before I get to the LIFE360 part, hey, Phenomenal Scorpio, good morning. I was on Facebook, and he's like a local news, like hood news. He gets all of the juicy stuff first ahead of the real news people. Okay, named Smash the Topic. And he was sharing a story. And I said, wait a second. As I'm reading his story, I said, this story sounds like Nolan Well's story. And y'all, the story takes place kind of out of Lake Ray Hubbard, Rockwall area, close to Collin County, the same place where the Karmelo Anthony, they lived, and where the trial was taking place, right? So I'm reading through the story, and the similarities were so chilling. Okay. I'm like, what in the world? So y'all, first, let y'all listen to a short video of a recap of that story, and pay attention to some of the details that are shared in this story. This young man's name was Daniel Irving, okay? And his parents were looking for him, and come to find out his body was found in Lake Ray Hubbard, okay, which is in Rockwall, right there with all of those counties. Okay, so let's listen.
Story on Daniel Irving down in Raleigh, Texas. Daniel's sister reached out to me, gave me some information, and just told me what was going on. Immediately went ahead and did a call to action because I got a lot of questions on it. So Daniel was picked up from his mother's home in the 14,000 block of Woodland Trail down there in Raleigh, Texas. This was on April the 13th this year. And it was by two YT males who pretended to be his homeboy. One of them name is Lucas Roper, and the other one, I don't have his picture, but his name is Riley Johnson. Now, this was supposed to be a fishing trip, but Daniel never came home. And in light of what happened to Nolan Wells, this right here was getting overshadowed. So these two YT males, they returned home, but Daniel did not. So instead of immediately notifying find Daniel's family that he was missing. Coming back to his house, picked up from, even contacted law enforcement. They went to school the very next day while Daniel was still missing. And that whole time, Daniel's family was wondering, where is he at? They don't know what was going on. And then as all the days had passed, Daniel's in-person photo began spreading across all social media. That's where the village stepped in. The community started sharing his face everywhere, hoping that somebody had seen him. And it wasn't until his disappearance gained a lot of traction, went viral, is when information started coming. And that's when 4 days later, Daniel was found deceased in the lake. The milk stinks and the water stinks. And when I look on the Nolan Wells case, there's 2 people that need to be picked up and arrested for what they did. Just like in this case, there are 2 people who need to be arrested. Well, just finding out an arrest has finally been made in connection to Daniel's case. But it was only one person. It was only one person for right now. And that was Lucas Roper. He's been arrested for tampering with evidence. I think he's going to get a whole lot more charges. Notice I said in connection to this case. Now, he's not being held accountable for Daniel's unaliving. He is only being charged with tampering with evidence with the intent to impair. Now, his bond is only $10,000. I think it needs more. And the sad thing about this, after 3 months, all this right here is starting to take traction because it started going viral, because people started crying aloud. It's time to hold everybody accountable. Lucas Roper needs his charges upgraded, along with Riley Johnson being arrested and his charges upgraded. It's time for accountability. I'll bring you guys more as soon as I find out more. A little bit of back.
Okay, so his sister, Daniel's sister, posted that update as well, because I went through her page, and she has been trying to get justice for Daniel. Y'all, this just happened this year as well, April. Okay, I said, no, wait a minute, what? And I briefly remember his picture on the news, but you know how it's so many things taking place, it kind of goes away out of your mind. But now his story is trending again because of why it is similar to Nolan Wells' situation. Okay, good morning, Protected 91. Bonnie said, rest in peace, Nolan. It's too unfortunate you were around people that were not your real friends. And did not care if you made it back home. Exactly. Y'all, and we also heard through the young lady last night that these guys were seen out eating with Nolan's supposedly friends the next day. And someone asked them, why aren't y'all out looking for Nolan? And they said, oh, well, y'all already think that we did it. Did what? Okay, but y'all are chilling. Like these boys, okay, they went back to school the next day. Like Daniel is not missing. And they knew, this is the thing, these boys know what is happening. They already knew what had happened to Daniel. Just like Nolan's boys know what happened to him as well. Good morning, G Coco. She said, justice for Nolan Xavier Wells. A family deserves answers and a community deserves the truth. Exactly. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, thank you. So let me share this article. Now, this is the young man, the Lucas Roper young man. Now, as he stated, y'all, he has not been charged with murder. Okay, he hasn't. No one has been charged yet in Daniel's death. Now, it says what we do know. Dallas police arrested 19-year-old Lucas Roper on July 9th, 2 days ago, y'all. He's been charged with 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. Roper was arrested in connection to the April 13th drowning of 18-year-old Daniel Irving at Lake Ray Hubbard, which is in Rockwall. They're from Rowlett. A lot of these places are all together. What is it with our 18-year-old black boys? 18, 19, 17. Are y'all noticing a pattern of their ages? Now, Daniel Irving's body was discovered on April 17th, 4 days after he drowned. Okay, Nolan's was found, what, 3? Come on, y'all. It's so many similarities. It is so sad. It's a lot of similarities in these cases. An arrest affidavit states that after Irving drowned, Roper, now they haven't named this person, and a juvenile suspect. No, go ahead and put his name out, just like y'all put out Carmelo Anthony's name. Okay. How come we don't know who this juvenile suspect is? They threw Daniel Irving's clothes into the tree line near a bridge above Lake Ray Hubbard. And I think I know where they're talking about too, because we travel to that lake sometimes. And I know that bridge right there. And I know the trees that they have right there. Okay. Police also learned the two suspects fled the scene in Roper's vehicle. As they fled, the juvenile suspect threw Irving's phone out of the vehicle. They had his phone too. Okay, but they just threw it out there, child. They didn't even want it on them. Well, Nolan's friends, hey, they kept his, delete stuff. Okay, they threw his phone out of the vehicle, which y'all, you know they were gonna trace that phone. She said, I can believe it's a lot more cases like this than are being swept under the rug. Yes. This is getting out of hand and accountability is needed. Yes. You see, we have to be really conscious about our children being out with their peers and associates and friends. Their social life has to be monitored, allowing privacy when needed. Exactly. I agree. And you know, hey, Brittany, good morning. And you know what? A lot of y'all are saying, because I haven't done it yet, but I am going to do this with the LIFE360. Something that when my daughter was playing this Roblox, we also have to monitor that too. Because at first I was like, who are you talking to? They could talk to people through Roblox. Okay. These predators are meeting up with young kids. They're like pretending like they're children and they're meeting up with these kids. Now, with another layer to add, to this with your children that are sharing locations, make sure they are not sharing locations when y'all are on family trips, when y'all leave the house, because my thing was, don't be on there telling people where we are. Like you have to be careful with that because you don't want people to know when you left your house for a week. There could be robberies. Okay. Y'all could be out eating and they come up there because your son or your daughter has shared y'all's location and has put y'all's family into the line of fire. Okay. So it's like if you want to check in or something, do it after y'all leave. But I would also have these conversations with the children, y'all, especially these teenagers, that are becoming like adults that think, oh, I'm grown now, I'm 18. Child, that's when they're taking them out of here. Okay. We have to be even more on guard and prayerful with our youth because this is happening now at a more rapid pace. We are hearing more and more about these cases. Brittany, his name is Daniel Irving. He was thrown into a lake by two young men. And this guy, Lucas Roper, is only 19. The other one, he's a juvenile. And they're doing crimes like this, throwing a whole body over into a lake, throwing evidence into a tree. This is crazy work. Shawana said, yes, and when my kids were younger and online, that used to scare me real bad. Exactly. Girl, it scared me because I was like, who are you talking to? Okay. So you have to be safe with these video games too. Remember the twin brothers killed on the mountain last year? Yes. In Georgia. They graduated. Yep. Our young men, 17 to 19, just started their lives. I have 3 20-year-old grandsons, all the grandchildren, 33 through 13, having have the 360 monitoring. Okay, that's good. Yes, that's the age range. It's so sad. That 17 to 20 gap right there, what's happening? Especially if they're athletes, y'all. Pay attention to that as well. Okay, Pay attention. And these are just some things that are coming to my mind that I'm going to share with my daughter, especially. Now, my son, child, he's not a social butterfly like that, but I'm going to talk to him too. But the conversations that they're having with their friends, how much they're telling their friends about their life. I know they want to, fit in and all of that, but some stuff you don't need to tell everybody. You don't need to tell, how much money you got, what you got going on in sports, scholarships, stuff like that. Sometimes you just do it and then let them see your success. Don't tell people ahead of time before a door opens all the time. Wait till the door opens, then share it. Okay? Because sometimes the enemy will come to steal, kill, and destroy before you make it, before the doors open, before the blessing comes. Look at what happened with Joseph. All he did was share his dream, and his brothers tried to unalive him, throw him down a whole pit. This was happening back in the Bible days, and he was young. Okay, they sold the man into slavery, going to prison. He was falsely accused. Come on now. Nothing is new happening under the sun. It happened even back then. So we just have to have these conversations with our children, grandchildren. Okay, if you have those, your nieces, your nephews, y'all, it's a different time period. I believe God is using these cases to show us the times that we're in. We have to prepare them differently than when we were 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, we have to prepare our young ladies for these types of conversations, these guys, what they may do, the different apps and meeting up with guys on these online dating systems. We've heard bad stories with those situations, okay, of how that can go. Yeah, you have to move in silence sometimes. Both cases is sad. A lot of young kings and young queens are leaving, yes, at a rapid pace. I was in tears. Nolan had a bright future, and he was robbed. He didn't deserve this. Exactly. Shawana said, my kids and my nieces and nephews, we are all tracked on our iPhones. I can see their every move, and they can see mine. Exactly. That's how it needs to be. Okay. Have alerts. The Ring cameras. Have, even sometimes, y'all, when the kids are young, I used to have the little cameras in their rooms. So when we would go out on date night or something like that, I could tap in to see what was happening with my children. We've even seen recent cases where moms have been at work or out and about. They tap in. They found one, the babysitter was asleep on the couch. The little baby fell down the stairs and hit her head. Walking around through the house, she's trying to yell, send off a siren to wake the babysitter up. She had to send the cops to her house because her child had bumped her head. Parents tapped into a daycare. The girl swinging the baby in the air and dropped and fell on the baby. Okay, so these monitoring devices are very helpful in the times that we are in, when people will try to cover things up as well. Okay, see, people are getting more and more bold. They see this one getting away with it. Oh, maybe I can get away with it if we do it like this. This is the world we live in right now. People are trying to get away with these cases, these murder cases. Okay, so then, y'all, the Rowlett Police Department later discovered Irving's clothes and cell phone, on which they located phone calls and messages between Roper and Irving from the day of the drowning. This is why Nolan's friends were deleting messages. Okay, notice with Daniel Irving, they had the messages still on there. Okay, they had already talked. That's how they could track who he was last with. According to the affidavit, Roper told police that he communicated with Irving the day of the drowning to set up a day of fishing and swimming at the lake. Roper told police after the trio jumped into the lake from the bridge, Irving drowned. Roper said he panicked and deleted all cell phone communication with Irving from his phone. The 19-year-old said he deleted the communication because he did not want to get in trouble, as he knew there would be an investigation into Daniel Irving's death. Police later interviewed the juvenile suspect, who told police Roper told him. Now, he trying to put it on Roper. Now, sir, you take some accountability too. Y'all both left him. Okay? Y'all both threw his clothes in the tree. He said Roper told him to throw Irving's cell phone from the vehicle as they were fleeing the lake. Well, we don't know. We do not know the status of the juvenile suspect. And now Roper has been given a $10,000 bond, which should be more. Okay? It should have been more. And who's going to be charged with his unaliving? Do y'all think they're going to charge anyone with murder? Or will they call this an accidental drowning? They may only charge them for trying to cover it up. But the murder itself or the unaliving itself, I don't know if they're going to charge them for that. It could have very well been 3 boys trying to be daredevils jumping into this lake. One ended up drowning. Now, did it really happen like that? I don't know. That's a part of their investigation. Okay. But I mean, they both need to be held accountable for the events after that, even if they don't charge them for his unaliving. Okay. But that gives his family some type of closure that one has at least came out and shared some of the chain of events and is being held accountable. Now, I don't know if he's out on bond quite yet, but hey, he could probably get out with a $10,000. That's not a lot. He could probably get out. Brittany said, I have a Ring camera. It's a lifesaver. Be careful, ladies and men. Yes. You saw it too, Shawana? Yes. They tried to lie too. We have to be careful who we talk to. Like, seriously, it can save your life. You think he knows more? Wow. Let these type of chats bring much more awareness to our community. Our children are the future. Let's get them there safely, unharmed. Exactly, Bonnie. Yes, I agree. So I will follow this to see if there are any more updates. But as of right now, it's only one of them, Lucas, who has been arrested. And they were just charging him with the tampering of evidence, not the murder itself. Okay, if that makes sense. So no one has been charged with murder, but pretty much tampering with the evidence when they threw his clothes, his phone out, and so forth. And they can track that regardless of if you get rid of the phone or not. Oh, no, it's new. It's new, Brittany. This happened in April. Yeah. They just found his body in Lake Ray Hubbard, April the 17th. So it's very well, yeah, it's very much new. Okay, so let's continue, y'all. Oh, my gosh. So I was thinking yesterday during Nolan Wells, his parents' interview, that some of the things when they did the press conference and then they went on TV and they did the interview, it was almost parts of it like deja vu. It's almost like we had heard this before. Now, I want to play a short of Karmelo Anthony's mother during an interview, okay? And when she was talking about, yes, it was April of this year. And when she was talking about how she found out about her son, okay? So let me share this.
Saying that there was an incident, no phone call, no anything.
You know how
my instinct was
instinct.
Because Karmelo, he's the type of child to let me know everything that's going on. And it wasn't like him to not call me and tell me what was going on. So when I received the email, we have LIFE360. So I went into LIFE360. I'm like, wait, they said the buses made it back to the school, but Karmelo location is still stating that he's at the stadium. Like, what's going on? So I headed to the school, and that's how I found out what happened.
And how I found out, I was actually in a work meeting, and when she first called me, I thought it was because it was right after April Fools. I was like, oh, y'all playing this because he doesn't, this is not him.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you playing, all right, whatever. But she was like, no, he was involved in the stabbing. So when we heard that, I didn't know what happened at the time.
One thing that stands out when I listen to this clip is now, because that was just me talking on the actual video. Now, okay, notice his mother, Karmelo's mother, went with her instinct. She knew something was not right. Okay, that her son would tell her where he was going on. And she had what? LIFE360. She was able to track, come on now, the phone. She was able to see that it was going to the stadium because she knew that the buses had already arrived back to school. So she was able to go to this LIFE360 app to kind of track where he was, okay? A mom knows, you feel you've given birth to that child. And you can feel when something is off. I know when my mom was alive, we were like 200 miles apart. My mom could always tell, even from 200 miles apart, when something was wrong with me. And vice versa. I could feel her too. So parents know when something is off for one. But notice that his mother shared that she used this LIFE360 app, okay, to locate Karmelo. Now, let's listen side by side with what Nolan's mom said about how she kind of found out some things.
Right. So he was just a special kid. Like, he was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big. And we're gonna miss him dearly. But we are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was, and then provided that to us, because we of course contacted authorities to figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. And, but.
Can you tell them how you got your cell phone?
So our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her two sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat, because a lot of the kids do have their locations where they're tracking one another. So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that, I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my LIFE360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key, but even so, there's just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the key.
So I'm gonna, something wasn't right. So he was just a special kid.
It was like deja vu. Okay. I just was like, wait a second. So this mother also was having a bad feeling, like, where is Nolan? Okay. I believe with this situation, the kids that had his phone, those teens, were trying to throw things off with the Snapchat location feature. However, I don't feel that they banked on Nolan's mother having Life360. So she was able to view from a different perspective using the Life360 to see where was he pinging to, where was his phone, and it showed that he was on land. So she's probably like, wait a second, he's on land? Well, then how come he's not at home? Why is he not with the friends? Okay. Bonnie said, yes, mothers, you know that intuition, sensing your child is in trouble, as Karmelo's mother did. My support is with you as a mother and grandmother. Right. Yes, you can feel when something is off. And that's exactly what happened with both of these mothers. They felt like something was not right. So I started thinking to myself, y'all, this Life360 feature really helped both of these moms in a sense. And then I'm also wondering, are these Life360 apps, the YouTube, IG, Facebook, bloggers, content creators, investigators, doing more than the actual police when it comes to cases like this involving our young Black men? Okay, why is it that Nolan's parents had to do a lot of the footwork? Why is it that his father had to go over himself to try to get Nolan's keys? Why is it that his mom is having to find out who he was with, take out her Life360, go get the friend? The friend went over to the house to get the phone from a mom. Why is that? Why is it that the police did not call Karmelo's mom when he was arrested, or someone at the school to tell her that your son has been arrested? Can you meet us at the track, or can you meet us at the police station? Why did this lady have to do the work? I mean, it is so sad. Are we now in a time where we are relying on apps to watch out for our children, to do our own investigations when it comes to our loved ones? Y'all, this is crazy. It was like deja vu hearing both of these moms' stories. And they both went to Life360. Now, I'm going to be honest. My daughter, she just got her phone this year. Okay. So I didn't know anything about this till I started hearing these parents. I'm going to be honest. I had to look up what is Life360 and what does it do? Because clearly it's something I need to even put on my child's phone. Okay. She said, hey, HDY, she said, y'all will learn soon. Y'all will soon learn that most of these people in these official-like positions are not qualified or smart at all. Come on now. You are so right. So this Life360, the location history can be quite detailed. Okay, it depends on the user settings. Typical location history can include timeline of movement. Okay, so these are things to consider with these cases. It gives a chronological list of where the phone traveled throughout the day. So see, if they want to play games with holding paperwork, you have to subpoena to get this or that. No, your Life360 gives you access to quite a bit that some people may not know. Okay, they may not know that. She said, is it an invasion of privacy to have your child's codes and passwords to their devices just in case something goes wrong? No, if they are a minor, and I'm going to be honest, even at this point when they're grown, child, okay, young adult grown in their 20s, I don't think so. No. Guess what? My mom had access to everything. She kept up with my Social Security card, child, until I was probably late 20s. I don't even know when she turned that over. Maybe when I went to college. Okay. My mom kept up with all of my stuff, my caps and gowns and all of that. No, It's not an invasion of privacy for passwords. Yeah, when they get to a certain age, we may not want to have cameras when they are in their private moments and things like that in their rooms, or they're getting dressed and all of that. But in case something happens, I need to know how to get into your phone. Okay, I'm not trying to peep all what y'all doing. And then in some cases, my daughter cannot even download certain apps without my permission. Okay, good morning, Mama 80s. Welcome. Yes, justice for Nolan. Welcome, Mary. She can't even download. And I think someone came into my chat the other day. They said that another student tried to blame her child or grandchild for something using a certain app. And she said, we found out they were lying because my daughter or her, I can't remember who it was, did not give access to that app on the child's phone. He didn't even have the app. They would have had to approve that app. You see how that works? So y'all are lying because we never approved an app like that. And it shows your history, parents, on which apps you approved. Okay? So then it shows chronological list of where the phone has been. It also can show arrival and departure times. So the exact or approximate time the phone arrived at or left saved places. So in Nolan's case, I'm wondering on her LIFE360, does it show when that phone, well, I don't know if LIFE360 could still pick it up though, when they were on the island, because when you're there, a lot of the phone signals go out, right? So I don't know. I don't know if it would pick it up at the port, if she could go back and track when that phone actually left that port to see if it coincides with what they're saying, if it ever left the port, okay? What time? Endpoints, okay? It can also track stops made. It may identify intermediate stops and how long the phone remained there. So remember yesterday, the girl was telling us that a group of them went to a location and they stayed at that location for 4 hours. His mom may be able to see where their location was with the LIFE360. She may be able to see when they were meeting up for 4 hours. She may be able to see where it was. Was it at one of their houses? Okay. She may be able to see that. Phenomenal Scorpio said, I have a grown niece that sent me her tracking info because she would DoorDash and go on cruising. She knows how much I worry. Yes, especially DoorDash. You have to be careful. Hi, Eric. International Water Horn Lake will be federal government, not Mississippi. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I have to look into that. I didn't know. Wow. Okay, so then it shows addresses or map pins. The app generally shows locations on a map and may resolve them to street addresses, or nearby businesses. So you can sometimes get the direct addresses, because I know someone was saying that yesterday. Well, does it take you to an address? In some cases, yes. Okay, so that's something to think about. Even, look, police officers, because I know sometimes we helping y'all out, okay? That is something to consider. If you want to know where that phone had been, you could track where those people were with Nolan's phone during that time when it was back on land. Because remember, his mother just said she was looking at it and it was showing back on land. That's how they were able to track down where the actual phone was for her friend to go and get the phone. But what were those other locations? Okay, that's something to consider. Welcome. Thank you so much. I'll call out. She says some of our children are more private, don't want you in their rooms or asking them about their daily routines with friends. Well, too bad. I need to know, right? As long as you're in my house. Okay. Sweet as they come said, welcome. LIFE360 actually saved my co-worker's daughter in college. She was a diabetic and her blood sugar bottomed out and her roommate wasn't in the room. Oh, wow. So how did that work? Did she have access to her blood sugar levels or something on the app? How did that work? Wow. Okay. So then it can also track driving trips. If a trip is detected as driving, it can show start and end locations, distance traveled, duration. Oh, sorry, y'all. Average and average and top speed. So if your kids out here, you just bought them a car, you can see if they're out speeding in that car. You can see if they're out with their friends, if they are driving erratically, trying to show out. Okay. It will show you some of the driving patterns. Driving events such as hard braking or rapid acceleration. That's a way to keep track of how they're out here driving, too, parents. How precise is it? GPS accuracy is generally about 10 to 30 feet outdoors under good conditions, less accurate indoors, in parking garages, or in dense urban areas where GPS signals are obstructed. So that's why I was saying on the island itself, it may be hard. Okay. But once they got to land, it could give more of a route, where they were, how long they stayed there with his phone, and so forth. Because of normal GPS variation, the recorded location may appear slightly offset from the actual position. Okay. Now, if you have a free plan with the Life360, you have a limited recent history. But if you have a paid plan, it has longer retention periods, often ranging from several days to several months, depending on the subscription tier and current Life360 offerings. Okay, so that is something to consider as well. Let's see here. Now, also, what she can check is if she had an iPhone, they had iPhones, they can check the iPhone cloud. Okay, if they had the backup, if that's enabled, and then you could go into their iPhone cloud, or if they had the Android, Google. Okay, so sometimes if you have Google Messages backup or device backup is enabled, some of the data may also be recoverable. And that is so true, because one time my phone broke and I couldn't even get into it to turn it on. So when I got a new telephone, I was able to recover some things because it was shared. I didn't realize that my Google account was shared with my husband's phone. So we used my husband's phone to get into some information that I needed to put towards my new phone. And so all of my information was transferred over. I was like, wow. So yeah, she could also use that. She said my coworker had the app to her blood sugar level. So she noticed she had no movement for a certain amount of time. She called the ambulance and the attendee let them in the room. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's really good info. I did not know you could do that with that app. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. Eric said Tyler Perry helped with the funeral costs. Will other Black billionaires like Oprah Winfrey from Mississippi help this family in this difficult time? Okay. Yes. And shout out to Tyler Perry. You know, he does that for a lot of people. And then also shout out to Spike Lee. They also mentioned that he helped with some of the expenses. And Colin Kaepernick. He helped with the independent autopsy. And he also did that with Trey Reed. I don't know if y'all remember him, but he was the young man that they said was hanging at a college. Well, when he paid for another independent autopsy report, it came back that a lot more was done to that young man's body, okay, than expected, because it wasn't just a hanging. He didn't hang himself. So we already know somebody did some things to him and then hung him. Okay. So when they are talking about, oh, we don't suspect any foul play, and you haven't even completed the investigation, that's a red flag. That's why Nolan's parents decided we going to Harlem, New York, child. Okay, we want to get our own medical examiner, and y'all, they are keeping the phone for a reason. Okay, Ben Crump said usually in a lot of these cases, the police get a hold to the phones and they don't turn it over to the parents until way later. Okay, so now they want to do their own investigation. They have their own technology analyst person, and they're going to do what they need to do. And then he said they will turn over the phone to the proper authorities. Okay, I know that's right. Let's see. Bunny said Nolan's 2 autopsies, time of death. What time was he separated from his phone will help with the timeline. That's true too. Yep, that's true. Yeah, I hope they're also supporting Karmelo. I don't know. Because something tells me behind the scenes, y'all, with the Dream Team, although they're doing it pro bono, there may be some people who just want to be a blessing to them on behalf of Karmelo's family, and they may not want to be named. Looking at how all of this corruption is taking place with that case, they just may want to remain anonymous. Okay. Okay. So there may be some people that are being a blessing. And also because when they try to set up a GoFundMe or the Give, Send, Go app, then it kept getting reported. So I was like, wow, they better not give up that phone unless there's a warrant for it. I'm telling you, they are trying to do their own investigation first, what they need done. Now, the autopsy results were not back yesterday. Ben Crump said that there was a delay, I should say, with Nolan's body arriving to New York. I don't know what was going on with the flights, but there was a delay in the flights, and so they were not able to get it done in enough time. So hopefully we will find out that info early next week. So hopefully over the weekend, I don't know if they work on the weekend with that type of thing, but possibly Monday or Tuesday. Let's see, Nolan's parents have to be really prepared to see his body after these autopsies, funeral viewing. Yes, exactly, Bunny. There were questions that I noticed even some had in the chat yesterday about why hadn't the family seen his body. Now, there are allegations that we're hearing hey, y'all know the word around the street. So it has not been proven that his body may have had some bruising or some markings. I don't know. They didn't want to show that. Or I don't know if they were prepared to see his body yet. I don't know. They really have not given any more information as to why they haven't seen his body. Let's see, just like how the phones were treated in the Karmelo Anthony case, none were taken. Well, we still don't know where Karmelo's phone is. And you're right, the other boys, their phones were not taken. They asked the boys to show me. No, they should have been taken for evidence. So while I don't trust that you just standing here showing me, no, I need to pull the records to see if you deleted something. Okay, so the flights were being canceled. Got you. Okay, thank you. Hey, my sis, Daily Sips with Jazzy J is in the building. Good morning, sis. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Jazzy J had a live last night, y'all. She was talking about some different topics as well. I'm so proud of you, sis. Okay, so y'all, the next thing I want to show is, let's see here, a snippet of the interview that done.
This is how my employees clock in today. This little thing has helped my business save tens of thousands of dollars. Remember how we used to clock in?
Yeah, this.
But it happens.
Okay, let
me ask you this as we're going through this. So one of the things I was
this
wondering about, and I have to tell you, Miss Christine, my mom has so many questions for you because my mom has lost 2 children. And so this is really this touches our family in a way that I don't think many families can understand. She wants to know, where was the young lady that he was supposed to stay with, and has anyone spoken to her? And what is she saying?
I'm not sure. She actually reached out to me the very next day, I think July the 5th, and basically just made it seem like it was like a hey bye type of situation. That was not his girlfriend, because I've been seeing that online. Nolan actually did not have a girlfriend that we were aware of. Normally, if it were to be someone he was very interested in, he would have brought that person home. This was
okay. I'm glad that she clarified that. She said that's not his girlfriend. For people who are saying that's Nolan's girlfriend, he would have brought her home and so forth. Now, it may, sometimes you probably have your little interest or whatever. So I'm glad that his mother is clarifying some things that are going around, and it gives more clarity to some situations. And also, shout out to Don Lemon for his hard work in utilizing his platform to bring awareness to the Nolan Wells case. One thing I like is they move fast on transporting his body to New York for the independent autopsy, so Mississippi can't put their hands on it. Well, no, Karen, Mississippi did do an autopsy. Yes, they did as well. But they also wanted to do their own independent autopsy. And I must commend these parents, okay, for recognizing when something is off and getting started on it quickly, like you stated. See, we saw in the Tyrone Davis case where so much time got away. Okay. Then it was too late. By the time the detectives went back and looked for this or did this, it was too late. People had gotten away, So it's good to be on top of things quickly. That's why the detectives should be checking any nearby surveillance footage, ring cameras. Okay. Why was the boat here? Were y'all cleaning the boat? For what purpose? Was the boat really broken? Talking to all of the witnesses that were there. So you can't wait and drag your feet. You have to move quickly in the beginning of a case. Okay, so hopefully they will be on it. I think Nolan was met with violence in his last moments, then thrown in the water, my opinion. Possible. Okay. His body was moved to Washington, D.C. Yes, while they do the autopsy. And then they are supposed to have the funeral coming up soon. So I don't know the exact date yet, but that is coming up. And I don't know if they will publicly show it, but that's a possibility.
It was just, I guess, someone he met out there. And she was just made it seem like, it was a, hey, nice to meet you. Okay,
I agree.
Bye, I'm going back to my boat type of deal. And that was it.
Mr. Wansley, when you went to retrieve the phone, you went to retrieve the keys, right?
Yes.
And what was that like? Were they cooperative? What was that like?
They appeared to be cooperative. When I went to get the keys initially, I asked the guy, Jax, could he go get the keys because I was there to get my son's car. And he was like, I don't know where the keys at. Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, I'm his father. I'm here to get his car. Because you go to your room and see if you can find his keys. So he goes off and comes back a few minutes later saying he can't find the keys. So at that point, I get the other guys that were there looking for Nolan. I get them out of the house because I didn't want them to go in these people's house and do nothing. And that ended up being a whole nother ordeal. So we go back out to the car. One of the guys that I got at the house with me, he was on the phone with a girl who was apparently there earlier and said that Nolan's keys were on top of the Xbox in Jack's room. So he went back to the door and told him that the girl said his keys were on top of your Xbox. So 5 minutes later, he comes out with the keys. So now I feel like you just sat there and lied to me, or you still just half looked and didn't take my kind ex.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that would make me mad because I hate when folks lie to me. Okay. Let's see. Bonnie said the Cajun Navy lifeguard said those waters are not deep. So that water filling the boat, as the judge said, is questionable. Ooh. And they would know about the water there. Okay. They are experts in all of that. Wow. Interesting. I wonder why Nolan's keys and phone were in separate locations. HDY, clock it. I was thinking the same thing. But one thing could have been, since Nolan has spent the night there, possibly he just left his car at that location. So his car was already there. And I was just wondering why this girl would have to call and tell that person where the keys were. Now, the phone, child, I don't know what was going on with the phone. Okay, we don't know who all had access to his phone. It makes me mad though, y'all. Like that's like a violation. You got his phone and the wallet. I think they still trying to find out about the wallet too, because the dad said they had closed the door, like we ain't talking to you no more after he got the keys. So did they take his car somewhere while all of this was happening? I don't know. They need to look into that because that's questionable. I thought it was said that the water isn't that deep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. An innocent person isn't going to get a lawyer before a person is found. Yes, and before the body is found. That is so true. That is so true. Ray Ray said the friend said Nolan was like his brother. Yeah, like that's like that whole Ray. I was just about to say that. I'm glad you said it. Y'all see how these random statements are being made? So he's over here looking for keys. You just randomly saying, well, Nolan's like a brother to me. Just like the other friend that was on TMZ yesterday. He said when they got off the boat, Nolan was randomly just saying, I love you, man. You know, like, why? Like, what is the context? Why are you saying these sporadic and random statements? Why was he saying all of that? You know? So, yeah, she said Nolan was only missing and hadn't been found yet. But he used the word like it was in past tense. Ooh. Okay. Credibility ruined. Baby, we clocking it. It was playing the keys with the car and phone came back with another friend who knew Nolan was dead. Weren't the keys at the friend's house? Yes. Didn't the friends have the phone originally? So how did it get separated? That's what I want to know. It was at two friends' houses. And well, look at the boat. The boat was at one friend, the judge's house, but they didn't own the boat. It was owned by another friend and his family. So that's weird also. That's what I want to know. Did they check the accounts, child? Okay. Hey, Clarinetta, welcome. I think they separated. Yes, I do feel that they separated. I don't think they all live together. They separated, and so one probably had the phone and then one had the keys. Because remember, they probably thought that nobody was going to be able to find the phone. They did not bank on the mom having LIFE360. I'm telling y'all. That's why they were utilizing the Snapchat. They were able to get into that phone. They were throwing things off using Snapchat location to make it look like he was in certain places. But his mom was seeing and tracking the phone from LIFE360. They didn't count on that. That's how the friend was able to go over there and get it.
And like I said, it just kind of it turned my spirit, because like now, like I said, you done lied to me, so I can't trust anything you tell me.
And Don, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Chris King said a similar thing when they went to retrieve the phone, that it took forever.
Yeah, so my friend actually, she went to retrieve the phone, and it took her a bit to get the phone to her. So basically, one of the young girls that was helping with the search for Nolan, she went and searched the boat that was on the property, and because that's supposedly where it was, but it ended up supposedly in somebody's. And honestly, I can't remember because that night was a blur. But basically, the phone wasn't where they said it was, and it took some time for them to hand it over to my friend Tashima.
So they didn't even want to hand over the phone, child. Ooh, that's crazy.
Why do you think that? That's odd. How long had they been friends? This group of his friends.
So I would probably say we started seeing Wyatt maybe high school. Some of them we've kind of met in passing, but you know, Wyatt, he would stay at the house. You know, we would see him a lot more than the others. I think we would see him more occasionally. So they knew, you know, he had a lot of friends, and that was the thing with Nolan. Like, he was pretty much, he could be friends with anybody, which was always a concern. You know, sometimes you have to kind of pull back and not be so trusting of people because, you know, although you have a genuine heart, a big heart, you know, it's not always reciprocated on the back end, which, like, I feel like we're living our worst fear because of it.
Why did you say that was concerning that he had so many friends of different types?
Because again, you know, when he was the one who just always uplifted his friends, like he was always, you know, posting, especially like his friends that played sports, he was always reposting their stuff, anything that they posted. He was just always encouraging, and we would tell him, you know, if you're not getting that back in return, you need to really think about your friendship with people, because that's a two-way street. You shouldn't be giving more than what you're getting.
Or trust.
Yeah, absolutely trusting. You know, that's the big factor too.
And one thing, I just hated that during this interview, it was kind of like fuzzy, some spotty reception wherever they were, because it was such a great interview. I saw some of it, but the parents are able to detect friends that are not for you faster than you can sometimes. And I think that his parents were peeping that some of these boys were putting up a front with Nolan. And like she was saying, that he would be sharing their things, but they were never sharing his things. Like, it was almost like some of these friendships, I'm putting in quotes, were one-sided. Like, he trusted them was too trusting, too loving, but they were not reciprocating that on the other side. So it's like, as a parent, you're caught in a position, because I've even seen that with my daughter and some of the friends. It's like you're in a position because you don't want us to feel like you're controlling their lives or trying to mess up their friendships. So it's like you're navigating on a thin little rope there, but you're trying to kind of give them a warning, like, just be on the lookout of who you're around and their intentions and so forth. So I understand what she's saying, that she was pretty much noticing some of his friends were not reciprocating what he was giving out. And we can see that even more so now.
Ben, does it give you pause? How do you feel about it as someone who's been doing this for, you know, this is what you do for a living, hearing the parents' experience with the people who are supposed to be friends?
Hey, T Lady Boogie.
It's sort of concerning, Don Lemon, and the reason why, I think the crux of the matter is this. Mr. Elmore and Miss Christine say they don't believe their son would have asked to stay back on the island. And once you come to the common sense reaction that, if you believe them, and he said he was going to stay back on the island, would I not want my cell phone? And the fact that they go and leave him and they got his cell phone, they got his car keys. I mean, it doesn't add up, as we discussed yesterday, Don, and it's just problematic on many levels when you think about how, seems like from the beginning, they've been told where there's no foul play that we find, And they said that up front. So it really makes you concerned whether or not you're going to get a fair and impartial investigation.
When you spoke to, it's the sheriff, I believe, right there, and he made the announcement or the proclamation that we think that this is accidental. Why would he do that without a thorough investigation?
Yes, to me or the family.
I'm asking you, Mr. Crump.
I think, Don, that it's inescapable that we have to acknowledge the past in the state of Mississippi, and the fact that when Black people have been unalived and there may be a hint of suspicion that it was done by white people, then those investigations have been whitewashed in the past. And we want to make sure we don't have that happen here. We think Nolan Xavier Wells should get transparency. His family should get answers, because he was such a good young man that we deserve to know why 4 of them went out, 3 of them came back alive, and their son washed up on the shore dead.
Do you feel like, Miss Christine or Mr. Elmore, do you feel like you're being stonewalled?
I think that they're trying to control the narrative. And up until today, we haven't made any comments about anything because we want to get facts. We don't want to speculate anything. We don't want to assume this or assume that. But like Mr. Crump said, to just assume that no foul play was involved with no investigation, or just from the fact of me and his mother going out there the very next day and not seeing anything, and you come up a day later and his body pops up. I mean,
an angel came down after that dark, dark day, roll that heavy stone. Oh.
Okay, now I agree with that. I feel that they are trying to get ahead of the narrative. Also, that judge is going to have to stand on what she's been putting out. As a judge, I am really shocked that so many judges, if you think about Judge Roach in the Karmelo Anthony trial, now in this particular case with Nolan Wells' case, why are so many of these judges coming out talking? I've never seen so many judges out on social media, okay, doing interviews, putting posts out and so forth. What? Like, that's shocking to me. I've never seen that in the past. So by her putting those statements out, she's going to have to stand on those statements, okay? She's going to have to stand on what you're saying, because what will happen now, if those things do not be true, or if they're found not to be true, okay, guess what? Now you lying. Now people going to start looking at you. Why are you helping to cover something up? So she's going to have to stand on that. Teresa said, Obi, did you see the interview his friend did with TMZ? Something about the friend in that interview didn't sit right with me. Yes, Teresa, we were watching that last night. As a matter of fact, the tail end of last night's live. And I think that part is getting missed in all of this. Okay? Not to say anybody did anything, but when you're working a case, you have to look at all pieces to the puzzle. No one is bringing up that he went with the friend Javon. His mom is the one who went to get the phone. Okay? Like, we got to add that piece. He's Black. Now, nobody's bringing that up, though. Okay? His mom is the one that went and got Nolan's phone for Nolan's mother. He said they went out there together. Now, he was on, I'm just saying, a Black boat, because the girl in the video last night said it was a boat with mainly Black kids. Then it was a boat with other kids, right? He got on a boat, But he said the boat filled up too quickly. And so Nolan had to get on another boat. When they got over to Horns Island, Nolan told him, I love you. And I was like, where did that come from? Like, you know, not to say he didn't, but okay. And then I don't know what all happened out there, but there was an altercation that took place. And some guy was so rowdy, he said to one of the parents was trying to get him off the island. So then he stated that he went over to check on Nolan. I don't know what happened for him to want to go check on Nolan. He went to check on Nolan and noticed that the boat was gone, that he was supposedly on. He said, you know, the girl was telling us that they stayed back another hour or so, the black friend in the other boat. So if Nolan was still out there and needed a ride, he could have gotten on the boat with them. Or he would have seen his other friend that was still there. Something's not making sense. Okay. And then the friend doing this interview, I'm trying to understand what answers were we trying to get from that interview? What was about the timing of it? I don't know. It's just out of place for me. Like, what were you trying to explain? It's almost like they sent him out to say, this is not a racial thing. And they used the black friend to do that. Okay. He's the only one that has really spoken out twice. He was out there during the search when they found Nolan's body as well. He was one of the two friends out there. He spoke to the Sun Herald out there. Nobody was really bringing that up when we were having these conversations. I'm like, okay, like I would be in the bushes on some lives and I'm thinking, okay, who's going to bring up the other guy? You know, like, and so I just was like talking about it. I was the only one talking about it. I was like, that's odd, because to me, that's an important piece to the puzzle too, that he also went out there with other people as well. Those people need to also be a part of questioning, because they asked him last night on TMZ, well, have the police talked to you? He said no. Why would they need to talk to me? What do you mean? You have some information, sir, that we need to write down as a part of this investigation. Now, he is one of the only friends that still has his IG still up. And he did a post to Nolan probably a few days after they found his body. I believe Karmelo Anthony would have met his demise if he did not would have met his demise if he did not have any weapon. Both of these cases are showing us how important self-defense is. Ooh, okay. I'm telling you, you brought up a very good point. And not to say that we condone any violence or anyone losing their lives. I still, on the fence with this whole thing because of how I still have yet to hear from Karmelo Anthony about the case. We never got a chance to hear his side of the story, the whole details of what happened. I still don't know for sure what happened there. But look at Kendrick Johnson. He had a group on him. Okay, they beat him unrecognizable. They tortured that young man, okay? So what happens when you don't use self-defense? We've seen that side, okay? And Karmelo was able to at least get away where he still has his life. He may be in prison right now. We're hoping that his appeal goes through. He still got away with his life. Thank the Lord, and unfortunately, Austin, he lost his. Unfortunately, I don't want anyone to have lost a life. But yeah, I agree. Let's see. Right, OB? That interview made him look really suspicious, right? And I'm not trying to put anything out there on anyone, but did the parents know that interview was about to be made? Had they gone into details with him? Because I haven't even heard the parents speak about him, his part in this. They haven't. I heard them say his name and that his mother went to get the phone and she asked them, was Nolan with them, the brothers, because he has another brother. That's all that I've heard as far as him. Now, I'm not saying nobody's done anything, But I feel like the police still need to get his statement, because you went out there with Nolan, okay? And then just the way he was looking and talking too fast for me on there, baby, slow down, hold on. Look, we're trying to take notes. Hey, LIFE360, Lakeisha, welcome, sis. Mama Magazine is in the building, welcome. She said it still hasn't specifically been said which friend or house the phone was retrieved. Exactly. I don't know. That's true. They didn't say which friend that phone was retrieved from. So, hey, you thinking like me. I have no idea, but that's a very good point.
It's the fact that we went out there the next day, it changes things for us, because we were actually
thank you
on the scene, on the island ourselves. So that's what makes it hard for me to just believe.
Right, my joy.
Nothing, no foul play, or to get me to believe that my son will walk out into some water or stay on the island by himself and not have a way back to the mainland. It's not in his character. We didn't raise Nolan like that. If you leave with someone, you come back with someone. You never break away from the group. And we drilled that into him. And we can't believe that he would have made that decision. We can't.
But y'all think about this, okay? We got detectives over here. Come on now. If we're gonna say this, we gotta wonder this. This just poses another question that came to my mind with the whole thing of him getting there. Now, supposedly, his mom said the last time she saw him was July 3rd. He supposedly stayed with the friends that he was on the boat with, right? How did he connect with the other friend, Javon? At what point did they connect to go to Horns Island together? Did all of these boys know each other? Did Javon know Warren and Wyatt and all of them? Because I'm confused now. If it was supposedly just the ones he spent a night with and his car was over there, okay, where did Javon come into the picture? How did he get connected to Nolan during that time? Did they text and say, hey, I'm about to go over to Horns Island, you coming, man? Okay, like, I'm confused on that connection right there. Did all of them know each other? So that's why his statement is important. Okay, his statement is important as well. How did they connect? Because that could add more pieces to the puzzle. I still don't get how his keys was at the friend's house. Well, his car was over there. Now, hey, I don't know for sure, but is it possible that when they all left together, he left with the friends and they left his car there so that he didn't have to drive his car to Horns Island, and maybe his keys were still there? Or did he have his keys and when they took the phone, they took the keys too? So that's still a question mark. Okay, so they all know. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mets. Okay, we're gonna say allegedly they all know each other. Yeah, we got questions. Okay, we jotting notes. We are investigators over here, child. I think so. Sounds like most of them would hitch rides over there. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm trying to make that clear in my mind. Okay.
Wow.
Miss Christine, do you want to say something about that?
I mean, he explained it perfectly. Those were conversations we've had with Nolan, not just Nolan, but all of our children. And really just kind of, try to drill that into them. And two, we try to lead by example. So that's just like anytime they've had, football practices, basketball, whatever, if any of their friends needed rides, we would sit there. If their parents hadn't made it home, and they didn't have a key, okay, well, cool. We'll sit here in your driveway until your parent gets home. When anyone else's child is in our care, we're going to treat them just like they're our child. We're going to make sure that they get to where they need safely. And so it's just, I guess it's to a point, not every everyone is like that, but that's how our family is, and we've always been that way.
When you spoke in the press conference about standing, how your introduction to Ben, you felt it was a sign, and then a conversation that you had with yourself as you were standing there waiting to find out, I hate to be, find out if that was your son. And you said, I'm not a religious person, but you're spiritual. Is that can you take us back to that moment and then tell us, is that what's guiding you now? Because as I said in the beginning, I'm just in awe of your strength and your courage.
So, I was absolutely hoping for the best. But I don't know, there's that like mom gut, I guess. And so my brain switched to, okay, what if this doesn't turn out the way you all want it to? What if he doesn't come back home? What if something has happened? And so then it's, okay, now I have to make sure that I am, one, taking care of myself emotionally, spiritually, but then two, I can't get angry that quickly. Like, I am a very logical person. I'm analytical. Like, I want to know the facts, and that's it. And so in that, I was just like, I can't be rushed to judge anything. And hence is, again, why we've made no public statements really, given our opinions about anything, because we don't have anything to give just yet. The full details are not out. And so in that moment, it was either one of those, lean into my faith or let the anger and the hurt take over. And so I chose my faith.
Now, look, I'm a pretty logical person too, but I have my moments. You have your moments.
Okay, I'm going to pause there right quick. We're going to come right back. I wanted to share this short interview because Phenomenal Scorpio wanted me to play it. And also there may be others in the chat or the bushes that may not have seen this yesterday. It's very quick, like 3 minutes. But this is his friend Javon that did a TMZ interview on yesterday. And the timing of it caught me off guard too, because it was the same day that Nolan's parents were doing, their press. And so I was like, wow, this interview came out of nowhere. Okay. I wish they would let her husband console her. What do you mean, sis? I think he does. I think he does. I think they have their own way. Yeah, I think he does. Corporate prayers are needed. Exactly. Yes.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument? You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have, I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really? Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's odd.
I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunherd, it was whenever, the body was discovered and the autopsy people and all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah,
as
that
part
the
of their
cops wouldn't have
investigation.
contacted you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that, like this whole case thing, like whatever, like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like, it's really hard, like, for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up, honestly.
So one of the things that I'm sure, Javon, you've seen has been a big part of this story, people making the point that, at least in the photos that we initially saw, that Nolan was the only African-American kid who was out there, at least on that boat. Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
Again, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say like, yeah, I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously we go to Ocean Springs, we're going to have white friends. So like, that's, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal down here, but.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. If that's, I guess you're saying that it's normal. It's not out of place to be a black teen in that area and that you have white friends, right? That's not uncommon is what you're saying.
I'm sure every black person has white friends somewhere, you know? So I wouldn't say that it's a whole race thing, but it's just like, obviously they're going to paint it as that because none of this adds up.
I didn't get it. I'm gonna be honest. When I saw it, it gave me more questions than answers, if that makes sense. Yes, they are friends. His mom and Nolan's mom are great friends. His mom is the one that went to get the phone. Okay. He was talking about the fights. It seems like there may have been different altercations going on the island from what I gather with what he was saying. It's almost like he was saying the video that's going around, the viral video, seemed to be other people because he said the voices sounded too close. But then he was talking about another friend got into some type of altercation and his parents were trying to get him off the island. Like, what? What was everybody fighting about on the 4th of July, child? Y'all should just be out there having fun, people getting into, like, what kind of altercation? And notice he didn't go into details about either. Okay. So I think he knows more about the one that's viral. It seems like he knows more about that. Y'all, this is crazy. The cops barely spoke to the kids on the boat with Nolan. That's why he said he don't know why they would want to talk to him. Right. Okay. Everybody that's a witness, and especially if you're out here talking, they need to get a statement from, because I didn't even know about this till I saw that article. Nolan's parents lived among these people on a daily basis. Mom went to school with a judge who was giving interviews about her son, and both Nolan's mother trusted too. Yeah, but the way Nolan's mom is making it, she was like pretty much like she doesn't know her like that. You know, they may have graduated together, but just because you graduate with someone, that doesn't mean you know them. Okay, you may know of them, but not know them. And I'm glad that they never brought that up, what this judge has been saying. I'm glad they never really went into that. That was wisdom, okay? Why was the friend on the boat hostile? Why was he so angry? Exactly. He never went into that. Okay, maybe they were drunk. Okay. It was hot. People were drinking and tempers flaring, sounds like. Right. Because I'm like, what is happening? Okay, what's going on? The police aren't doing their job. Child, we're doing more investigating than they are. Okay, he didn't want to answer because he knows it's true. He was protecting himself, right? Exactly. Because if he said it's a race thing, child, they gonna come for him, and they obviously know him. Okay, they all know each other in that community. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Walt. And thank you for joining. I don't know why I feel the judge stepmom would sue Nolan's mom for defamation for posting those pictures. Which ones? The one that is going around? Oh, I don't know. There are a lot of people insinuating things about this friend all in the comments on social media. That's why he said he has nothing to hide. Okay, because the other people who were there are not speaking out. Interesting. Okay, let's continue.
That's right.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Something is amiss.
Absolutely.
If you were, go ahead, because I was going to say, if something wasn't amiss, you wouldn't be sitting next to Ben Crump.
Definitely. You know, and that's a concern, which again, that was just part of that prayer, because I wasn't sure. You know, if it was accidental, you know, hey, but just there's too many inconsistencies. And at the end of the day, like I've said over and over today, we just want answers. And I don't think that's a hard ask. And again, any parent should be asking for that if something has happened to their child or someone they love. Like, you know, that's just human nature. I would expect that.
It sounds like, Mr. Elmore, that you and Nolan was more than dad and son. It sounds like you were friends from what I've heard. It sounds like you were good friends. And I'm sitting.
Oh, wow. So Bless, welcome. Bless said this is an eye-opener when we keep hearing the community. Is this why they don't want Black people moving into their community so they can be on code and protect each other even more? Ooh, that's deep. And you know what? It makes me think about Carmelo Anthony's case with the judge was doing that interview. And it's like, he's pretty much saying we're not going to stand for that type of thing happening in our community. Like, don't come over here with that ghetto stuff thinking you're going to unalive white boys over here and get away with it. I feel like Carmelo was being used as an example, okay, to scare people from trying to engage in that type of criminal activity. Even when, come on now, they had an off-the-record deal against him. It was pretty much set up like that in the first place. Best believe they did not prove their case. And the burden of proof was on the prosecutors. Okay. I was thinking the other day, I just saw a post with Mystical, the rapper from Louisiana. He's in jail, prison for grape. Okay. Y'all know the other word, right? They gave him 20 years. When you put that up into, up against Carmelo, they gave Carmelo 35 years, more than Mystical. How does that happen? This young man never been in jail, never been in trouble. Okay, still didn't prove their case because they knew what were the lies and they knew the truth. So we can't even go on that they proved their case, and they gave him 35 years, more than Mystical, more than cops that have unalived Black men and women in the DFW area combined, 3 combined. Like, how does this happen? Okay, so I think he was used to set an example. Remember, she mentioned someone gave her pictures from that day, so she posted them to clarify the discrepancy of the color of Nolan's shorts. Oh, you are right about that. Okay, now that's a good point, y'all. Let's think this through right quick. Now, could it be now that this judge keeps saying that her kids are getting death threats, her family, they're getting death threats, Now that Nolan's mother put that picture out, and now it's insinuating, because they are innocent until proven guilty, right? Okay. Now it could be like insinuating that these teens had something to do with her son's death. Would that judge now come after the mom for posting those pictures? Being that Nolan also went with other friends, they may say, well, why didn't she post a picture of the other friend? You know what I'm saying? You have a very good point. I had not thought about that. Oh, wow. Crump said it was Nolan in the argument because he was asking for his phone. Yes, I did hear that, Protector 91, but it seems as though the friend is saying it was multiple things going on there, multiple altercations going on. You know, hi, Miss Mabel. It looks like TMZ jumps on different bandwagons to increase their ratings. They haven't said anything about those mysterious files that we can't get rid of. Okay, well, Harvey, he probably not, because he all up in the files. I see that they didn't come back and touch on the judge knew about this off the record agreement. Come on now. Did they go into details about that with Karmelo? Oh, okay. Let's see. I heard an interview on another channel, and the guy was talking, saying the guys that Nolan was with were known to do certain substances. Oh, I don't know. Did Don Lemon just say that father-son relationship is not as strong as a friendship? Let me rewind. I don't recall him saying that. Let me see. Karmelo definitely is being used as an example, sis. Yeah, he is. There was a group or a family that, yes, I want to know if they interviewed that family, because the dad did say it was a group that stayed overnight there. Yes, you're right about that. Hopefully, they can interview them. I don't care what nobody says. They just want Black folks to just believe Wendy. They say anything else, shut up. Hey, Stacy. I want to know more about the guy not in the picture, the boat owner, the photographer. Yes, Mama Magazine. That's what I think, because that girl last night, Alexis, that was on the panel, she said that the guy who owns the boat was not even in the pictures. He's probably the one that's taking the picture, okay, that we see. He's probably the photographer. Nolan's parents have other children to raise, and if they stay in the same community, be careful. Now, let me see, what did he say?
Should be asking for that if something has happened to their child.
And we have to consider, if we're talking about emotions, this was like what, maybe the fourth stop that day, yesterday. They have been to multiple places doing press conferences. At this point, they probably just want to lay down somewhere. Okay, they're doing this for their son, but they have been with Michael Strahan that morning. They had done another one in Harlem. I think it was another news station they went to. Then they're here with Don Lemon. So they're probably physically just tired. They're having to now talk about their son over and over and over, trying to get the word out, the truth out. So there are moments where they do break down, and y'all know sometimes men don't even want to cry. They think it's a sign of weakness, but it's not, okay? It's a human emotion. So that's probably why. They're probably tired by now on this interview.
Or someone they loved. Like, you know, that's just human nature. I would expect that.
It sounds like, Mr. Elmore, that you and Nolan was more than dad and son. It sounds like you were friends from what I've heard. It sounds like you were good friends. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at your face, and I know you're thinking, I'm the man and this, I got to be strong, but, you know, this ain't easy.
I have my moments, but I try to isolate them from everyone else, because if I feel like if I break down, then everyone else is going to break down, and I have to be the one there to console and pick up the pieces for my family. But I do have my moments. I think about our talks, things that we used to do together.
His jokes.
His jokes.
Corny
his
jokes.
Antics. Coming into my room, waking me up, walking by trying to sneak towels and stuff. And I catch him, and then he'll stop like he'll a statue or something like, boy, I see you in the dark. What are you doing? And
we're just coming in the room at 10 when we're asleep, like, hey, what you guys doing?
Yeah,
sir,
so,
we have to go to work in the morning.
But I've been put on a very good facade, because when I have my moments, like I say, I isolate myself, and you know, I do what I need to do. I collect myself, and then I get back to the job at hand, which is consoling my family.
Greg, we need to talk.
No time, got sales calls to summarize.
You really need to switch to Monday CRM.
B brought up a very good point, and welcome. B said the right, correct help, meaning famous people got involved with the family. Karmelo's family really got played by Charleston White and others. That really pissed me off about that case. And sadly, you know, you are correct. I think there were a lot of personal issues behind the scenes, a lot of already established relationships and corruption to keep certain people out so that what happened to him could be done. I think there were certain people used as pieces in a chess game to put, like, intentionally keep certain people away from that case so they could do what they did. Okay, imagine if they had the loud voices and so forth going, you know, forth, right? Then it would have been different with Karmelo's case. I truly feel that as well. So you're right. Charleston White, no, he didn't mean him any good. A lot of those people were in it for the money. And it's something that I thought about the other day that I dare not say out loud on a live, but there was a person that was working behind the scenes on Karmelo's case. And I'm wondering, where did they receive some type of payout to pretty much selling Karmelo over to these people? It is horrible how they did him. Horrible. I could not believe the things that I was reading, how they knew the truth and how they set him up. Hunter's name is all throughout the paperwork, yet they claim that it was just an altercation between Austin and Karmelo. Make that make sense? Exactly. But Mrs. Melmel, it goes back to that agreement. Now that we know about that agreement, y'all, we see now why certain things were done and not done. And we know money, y'all, in my opinion, money was involved somewhere. Some palms were definitely greased in that deal. Okay, come on now. Some type of promise was done, okay, to get them to do him how they did him. Yeah, my heart goes out to this family as well. Yes. Philly said, I couldn't imagine being in the parent's shoes, grieving and trying to compose yourself while talking about a traumatic situation involving their child. And you know what? The thing of it is, with this, it's harder because the extra layer is you're trying to get justice and find out answers. It's not like you just automatically know what happened to your child, like, oh, they got in a car accident or they drowned, but when it's other circumstances surrounding that, that makes it harder. You're not just grieving, but you're trying to get justice too. Like, those are two layers. Thank you, Mama Magazine. Make sure y'all tap that like button or double tap that screen, okay? I appreciate that. Yes, Mrs. Mel. You know some money was involved somewhere, child. And I already shared with the members something that's out there in this little crypto world. Okay, members, y'all check your notifications. See, it's stuff like that that make you wonder. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tell me about. Hang on, Ben, if you give me 1 second, I just want to finish up here with this.
Please, I love about football and their bond together.
That's what I was going to ask you, Ben. You're reading my mind, because I was going to say, tell me more about your relationship, because I was so heartened to hear that. I'm just going to be honest, because you hear this, folks saying the Black fathers aren't there, and they aren't present. And as I watch you on Good Morning America, and I said, damn, this man was involved in every aspect, and you were trying to teach him about playing sports. It's not just about playing sports. It's also a business, right?
Yes.
It's also your livelihood. So you were trying to, make him man up.
Yes.
You're speaking to Michael Strahan. You're trying to get him to man up and be a respectful young man. And that really touched me.
Yes. Basically,
you know what? They could use the single mom's story with Karmelo and with Nolan. Both of those young men grew up, okay, in 2-parent households. They could also afford some of the things that their counterparts could, their peers as well. Okay, come on, nice cars, houses, businesses, okay, careers as well. They are wearing the nice clothes, shoes, all of that as well. Going to the same schools, colleges as well. Okay, so that's intimidating to some people. Okay, so it can't be like they come from the ghetto. They, nothing against them. I'm just saying in these cases, they on food stamps. The daddy not in their household. Daddy on drugs, daddy in jail. So hey, this was their fate. They can't use that in these cases. They didn't expect the Black community to stand on business when it comes to the case of Carmelo Anthony, just like we're going to stand on business with the Nolan case. Come on now, say that again. Okay, say that again. Like you're trying to stay composed and falling apart at the same time. I couldn't even imagine, and I don't want this for anyone. Exactly. Prayers and strength to these families. Yes. They're going to get it right with Carmelo, though. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, it was all exposed. And you never know, Mama Magazine, behind the scenes right now, we already have the sheriff himself saying that, he doesn't find out or see that it's any foul play. How do you know that when you have not fully done the investigation? You have not even gotten back the results from the autopsy and the toxicology reports. You obviously have not interviewed all of the witnesses, because this young man is on TMZ saying that no one has talked to him and he was there. You have Alexis on the panel yesterday. She said no one has talked to her. So come on now. Did y'all even check in the area of the port to see if at the Ocean Springs Marine Mart, whether they have some camera footage there to see who was in and out off of that island at what times? Have y'all done that before you're so quick to come out here and say, it doesn't look like there's no foul play? They did Tyrone Davis the same way. They're in Florida saying that this young man, before y'all got any answers, y'all went with this man jumped from a moving vehicle, never did a thorough investigation. But y'all automatically said, we don't see reason for it to be any foul play right when the story aired on the news. That's why people leave the cases. I'm going to be honest, y'all. When the sheriffs come out and they say that, guess what? A majority of people leave a case. That's when they leave. They are like, okay. The sheriff has already said there's no foul play. And they move on. They quit tuning in to the news about it. The news stations pretty much stopped talking about it. You know where you're going to get the real story? On YouTube. You know who's going to dig deep? On TikTok. You know who's going to get the real info? IG, Facebook. Because the news going to move on. Some people have tuned out when they said, we don't see any reason for foul play. It's probably just an accidental drowning. Child, a lot of people have moved on. It is so sad. So this is why I'm glad that the parents are going to some of the major networks, doing the Don Lemon interviews and so forth, to keep it going, to show no. Pause, pump your brakes, okay? we have reason to believe it could be other things at play here. Okay, don't let this fall by the wayside. And this is why we're getting our own investigation, our own autopsy report. Okay, I'm telling y'all, you lose a lot of people when you come out and do that. She said, and the other difference, the first 48 hours of Nolan's case, they handle business. The first 48 hours, yes, they are important. That's what I was saying, B. A lot of things get away from these detectives because here we are a weekend, and they still have not interviewed a lot of these people. We still don't know about camera footage, autopsy, toxicology reports, all of that. Yeah, how can you say no foul play? You don't even have the autopsy results back. All you did was pull his body from the water. Are you relying on something that you just saw because he was found in the water? Oh, it has to be foul play? No, it doesn't have to be. When you have people hiding his phone, hiding his car keys, deleting messages, deleting pictures. Obviously, that lets you know something else is at play. Okay? Like, miss us with that.
I was just trying to teach them everything that I learned on my journey, as far as playing sports collegiately and my short stint of dealing with professionally. I just pretty much tried to pass it down, pass all the knowledge I could, because he was at the age now to where he was understanding what I was trying to tell him. In the beginning, he was like, "Oh, Dad, you're just harping, da 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 da," but he was starting to understand it and starting to buy into it. And with him doing it, his younger brother was seeing it and seeing his brother's focus, and it made him focus. And I guess he trained out this whole summer. He trained because he was like, "Dad, come this summer. I'm not going to be at Southwest anyway. I'm going to be somewhere else and doing this." And I would tell him, "Son, slow down." I said, "But in the meantime, I just need you to continue to work, continue to get better, and everything else I'll take care of as far as the business side. I just need you to focus on getting better and taking one thing at a time." Because he was like, "I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna take care of y'all." And like when it's my, we're okay. Just make sure you're okay, and to get to where you want to be, you got to take baby steps. I said, "You're almost there, but you still got a lot more work to go." And like I said, he was buying into it and really focusing. He was. I had him.
Shout out to you, B. I appreciate that. She said, and you keep it up too, Open Book. Don't ever think you overdoing it with too much coverage. Black Americans will watch YouTube. Folks like, damn, I wish they would stop. Hell no, we ain't stopping. Good job, Open. Thank you, and I appreciate your support and encouragement. That means a lot. Thank you. The very fact that the judge and her husband are scrubbing down a boat in the middle of the night says a lot. Right. And I think Alexis on the panel last night, she has said that because they asked her, did that person go to the police and tell the police about that boat scrubbing issue? Did they record or take a picture of that? She said they did. So I'm hoping they did go to the police and talk about that. Okay. The whole police department and judicial system there needs to be examined. I agree. I definitely agree. If you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy coffee. And those links are in the chat. Shawana said, Open Book says the times we're living in, like you keep yanking my chain like you want me to turn around and bite you. Okay, at this point, girl, like we're trying to be peaceful. And his parents said be peaceful as well. But man, when it's case after case after case, like these cases are colliding. We can't even really get out of a case before now. Hey, we talk about 2 cases. Then here's Daniel Irving. Then it's so many cases. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Protector 91 for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. She said, thanks, Open Book, for keeping us updated with Nolan's and Karmelo's stories. Justice must be served. I agree. I definitely agree. And shout out to you, Phenomenal Scorpio. I appreciate the support, you guys. And thank everyone for being here. Even if you're in the bushes, welcome to the Open Book. We appreciate you for joining.
I had him seriously focused on. He was laser focused on what his mission was.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that
Ben, I think you've heard me give this speech before because we were at something that honored you, and I think I talked about how young people, you would get interns. I have interns now, and people, they want to know how to make it as a strong Black man, a strong woman, or a strong gay person, or whatever. And I said, don't worry about that. Let the old heads worry about it. You worry about being excellent. And that's what you were teaching him, just to be excellent so that he could focus on, what was important so that he could achieve those dreams that he had.
Yes.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah. And it looks like he was really following your blueprint, Elmore.
Do you want to say any more, Elmore?
Nolan, and I've said this several times, but I'm gonna continue to say it till the cows come. Nolan was a people's person. Everyone gravitated to him when he stepped into a room. His aura, if you believe in those type of things, people gravitated to that. He was great with kids, and we used to always tell him, son, you might want to work with kids because you're so patient with them. And it's weird because he wasn't patient with his little brother. But
well, come on now. We all ain't perfect now.
No, but he just so.
We had someone that wasn't here when we talked about the similarities that we honed in on. There are not similarities in the cases between Nolan Wells and Karmelo Anthony's cases per se. If you have been here during that portion of the live, we stated that the moms, their parts with the LIFE360 and how they were able to track different things utilizing that app, that part was similar. The feelings and intuition that they had, that part was similar. So please don't come in trying to be funny, talking about the cases. We know that. Now, the two cases that are similar, Nolan Wells and Daniel Irving, okay? So please watch the live. Go back to the beginning before commenting and trying to be funny, okay? This is all spiritual. What people don't realize is that God is giving these devils a chance to get it right, to make a change, but yet they still continue to do evil to the chosen people, to his chosen people, okay? Child, we don't know, not even entertaining it, okay? You got to see, the thing of it is, if you come in on one portion of a live, you're going to miss different connections. So it's like, at the beginning, we talked about some similarities. So it's like different things within this one live that we are comparing, okay? It's like, child, Bob, we're not even dealing with it today.
Patient and kind, and I would have people come up to me and be like, "Is Nolan your son?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I really appreciate it, man. He really helped my son training, help him with basketball. He didn't have to do that, and it really helped my son, be a better person and love the game." So he was loved by not just kids his age, but adults as well.
Yeah. Miss Christine, I saw someone on social media who was talking about you, her name Suzanne Lambert. I don't know if you know who Suzanne Lambert is. And she said that you followed her. And I said, well, wait a minute, let me check. And she was the impetus. And I went back and I checked and I'm like, oh my gosh, Miss Christine follows me as well. And I reached out to you on social media and you responded back. I don't know if it was because of Ben or whatever, but you just mentioned Mr. Elmore did the aura. And if you don't mind, one of the texts that I said to you, I said, "Hi, Ms. Wansley. I am so pleasantly surprised that you responded. Thank you so much. I am honored. I can't tell you how sorry I am that you are going through this. I can tell just by the photos, the beautiful spirit Nolan had, smart, athletic, handsome, and alluring spirit, what the kids call aura."
Oh.
And Riz.
The Riz.
and I said, please take care of yourself. He did. And I was you have such a warm spirit as well. My question is, though, that So
can I just pause here for a second? After he read that, something I shared earlier in the live, but I know some of y'all will probably still sleep, child. Okay. But I wanted to share this. Now, I had shared this lady, and I found out her name is Lisa, her video where she's just talking about the case. And briefly, she said after the parents' press conference yesterday, they were talking about one of the boys, because she said, I was asking God, why did that video go viral? Like, what was the point of that? Because she's not a poster like that, right? So she stated that when she went back into her phone, she went back to October looking for something with one of the boys. And lo and behold, y'all, this was never before seen video. She just realized that she had Nolan in the video. She did not realize she had met Nolan back in October of last year. So I want to show y'all that video right quick, because it just reminded me of, you know, how his personality is. And on this video, how it was. Let's see here. Which one was it? I think it was this one. Let me see.
Right now, and all these boys are like, we know Lisa.
Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hey Lisa. We love your mom. We love your mom. Yeah, mom's beautiful. Lisa's mom has the best mom in the world.
Stupid. I'm like, she's at work. But they're like, no, we know you, girl. We know you, girl.
Now, okay, I'm sorry. Her name is Jessica. Her daughter's name was Lisa. So they were asking about her daughter, but her daughter was at work. So she said, I recorded this video so they could do a shout out to my daughter, Lisa. That's who it was. Yes, that's how it went. So she didn't realize until she looked at this video again. Y'all, it gave me chills when I read her post. She said, when I was looking for the video of the other guy, I met, I'm about to say Karmelo. I met Nolan. And he's in the video. She said it's so ironic that I even zoomed in on him that day. This was October of last year.
Bitch, I'm downtown right now, and all these boys are like, we know Lisa.
Hey Lisa.
Here he is.
Hey Lisa. We love your mom. We love your mom. Yeah, mom's beautiful. Lisa's mom has the best mom in the world.
Stupid. I'm like, she's at work. But they're like, no, we know you, girl. We know you, girl.
Wow, y'all. That just really just gave me goosebumps hearing her story. Oh my God. And she said in her post, she said, this guy didn't even know me. You know, there are so many famous people in the world, but the main thing that Nolan had said was, we hope that your mom has the best time ever. His parents did a phenomenal job. His heart, it comes across everywhere. He had a beautiful spirit, and they did a phenomenal job. So shout out to Nolan's parents on raising him the right way and leading by example. Although their hearts are probably broken right now, they'll be able to look back and say, man, we did an awesome job with our child for his time here on earth. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Shamika. Good morning, sis. She said, thank you, OB. I love how we are able to brainstorm and get to see things from different points of view. Thank you, sis. And that's what I love about us over here. We put on our detective hats. We may not always agree on things, but we feed off of each other. We are, you know, I try to keep it where everyone feels welcome, you know, with respect. Now, unless you have people coming in trying to be funny, but with respect, we are able to bounce things off of each other. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Remember Karmelo helping special needs kids? Yep. Right. And Nolan with the special needs child in his class, where he let the child answer the question, just caring young men. Yes. Oh, that's another thing. Yes. I'm so glad that you shared that as well. Oh my gosh. Yes, they did an awesome job. They really did.
And be honest and direct. Do you think that these people he was with, you think they were really his friends? Do you think there was some jealousy there? Anything like that?
You know, that's something I can't answer. The only thing I can say is
I'm only asking because of the argument part. I should have put that in there. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You know, with any friendship, you know, different feelings occur.
Of course.
But what matters is, how do you react to those feelings? What do you do if you are experiencing those feelings? You know, So that's kind of a hard question to answer. I would hope, again, you know, those that he called like his best friends, I would hope that they were just as loving and supportive of him as he was to them, because I know my son, he didn't even really have to know you, and he would support you in some kind of way. I've had a couple
You
of
were telling me about, you talked about something he did with a girl in the class and like,
yeah, it was
gassed her up and made sure that she had a voice.
Yeah, and that's what kind of person he was. Like he wanted everybody to win. He wanted everybody to get along, no matter what color you were. And you know, he was just a great kid, just a genuine person. You don't find people like that often now.
Hey, Don, I got
it.
Yeah,
I know you got to run, but I want to ask you something. I know you got to go, but Ben, you know, I'm going to ask you, what about the autopsy?
Still waiting for the results, and hopefully they'll be coming soon. The weather kind of slowed us down a little bit, but we want to be thorough and want to be able to get it out as soon as we can.
And no services yet, right?
No, they're going to finalize that hopefully this Monday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. You have to go, right? Is that what you were about to tell me?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, time flies.
Don, you don't have to go home, but you got to get out of here. So, Ben, I appreciate you. Take care of this amazing family. And Miss Christine, Mr. Elmore, thank you. And if there's anything I can do for you, you know how to get in touch with me. I'm so sorry. My deepest condolences.
And Don, thank you for promoting the GoFundMe even before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it helps us get investigators and experts to break down the phone and everything else.
And two, I think
that's
during times, you know, we're not working, but bills don't stop. You know, that's another thing too. So, because I've been seeing some stuff online, and you know, you cannot.
Don't even look at the craziness.
Yeah. Don't look at that.
I've done good staying away. It was on accident. I opened it on accident.
Well, that's the next thing we had up. I was going to promote the GoFundMe after you guys left, because I know you have to go. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Get some sleep, eat. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. What an amazing family.
Wow.
And as they said,
pause that there. Now, y'all, look at God. Let me share the GoFundMe results as of now on today, y'all. Ooh, God is blessing. And I just put the link into the chat for those of you who would like to contribute to Nolan Will's GoFundMe. The goal is now $750,000. They have raised over $500,000. So these funds, as it says here, in loving memory of Nolan Xavier Wills, our hearts are broken beyond words. Nolan Xavier Wills was a beloved son, grandson, brother, friend, and teammate whose life touched so many people. His smile, kind heart, and love for others left a lasting impression on everyone who knew him. After an extensive search involving countless volunteers from the United Cajun Navy, first responders, local law enforcement, the United States Coast Guard, and organizations from across the region, our worst fears became reality. While no words can ease the pain of this unimaginable loss, we are deeply grateful for every person who searched, prayed, shared his story, and stood beside our family during these difficult days. As we begin the painful journey of laying Nolan to rest, we are asking for help to ease the financial burden placed on our family. Funds raised will be used for funeral and memorial expenses, celebration of life services, and any additional costs associated with honoring Nolan's memory. Any remaining funds will help support the family as they navigate the difficult days ahead. If you are unable to donate, we ask that you continue to pray for our family and share this fundraiser. Your kindness, compassion, and support mean more than words can express. All money raised goes directly to the family. Thank you for standing with us, for loving Nolan, and for helping us honor a life that ended far too soon. Forever loved, forever remembered, never forgotten. Okay. So anything that you can sow to them, they, will be a blessing. Or like they said, if you're not able to make a donation, just keep the family lifted in prayer. She said, our subject, I want the baby in the mat to get justice one day too. Oh, yes, Kendrick Johnson. Yes, y'all. I'm going to revisit that case too, because they are still making changes right now. His parents have been really, really trying to get justice for, I think, over 16 years. So there are some new updates, latest updates with Kendrick's case. And I do want to spend some time going over the latest. I really want us to stand behind that family also. Angel said, I heard someone give an opinion that they believe Nolan body might have been at the house when dad went to pick up the phone. I thought that was a good perspective. Ooh. Now, wait a second. What day did the dad go and get? Was that the next day? When did he go and get the keys? And maybe that's why they didn't want him in there. Ooh, that would be something else, child. Wow. They sure did do a great job with Nolan as parents. Yes, yes. Byron Allen, a 100K, is that the... Oh, let me see. Probably so. Oh my gosh. Girl, I just looked when you said that. That may be Byron Allen. He's over his own talk show, producer. Oh, girl. Yes, that may be him. $100,000. Shout out to him as well. Yeah, I think it has to have been July 5th. Dad picked up the car keys the same day the friend picked up the phone, because his mom didn't find out until close to midnight. So I'm wondering, was it July 5th? Probably so. Ooh, y'all, we still got a lot to think about with this case because of his body being in the same location almost, It's so many things that could have transpired between those couple of days. Wow. But shout out to Jessica for that video, her sharing that video of Nolan from October. Also, shout out and thanks to Don Lemon and his hard work, the interviews, and him really keeping this going on his platform as well. Mom said they were. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Wow. Then also shout out to Protecting 91 and Shamika for being sponsors of today's live. Thank you, ladies, so much. Let's see here. And also special shout out to the mods in the building. Okay. T-Lady Boogie. And also, look, an honorary mod of Mama Magazine. Come on now. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you, ladies. And y'all, come on back this evening. I'm going to share the time and everything once I get with Shelly Shells to see what time. But we are just going to wind down, chill, listen to some music, and relax. We have been working hard, detectives. Okay. We need a little break, and it's a celebration and a reward for us reaching our goal, I think on Thursday. So that was one of the rewards. So we're going to do that later on this evening. I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. If I don't see you until next week, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for tapping in today. Make sure you hit that like button. It is for free. Also, don't forget to hype up the video, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you all for coming back. If you would like to support, you are able to click the little heart and send a super thanks as well. Hey, Kamashir, girl, we about to get out of here. Let's drop some orange hearts in the chat for Nolan Wells. Prayers up to his family. May God continue to give them strength and comfort during this hard time. Thank you all so much. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.